Hello and welcome everyone to episode number 8 of Find Your First Client by Creating Stories. Today we have Sagar with us, along with me, Vikram. And we have been doing this podcast series to find you first clients by creating this side hustles of creating a story for prospects who want to grow their personal brand. So today un- we are in step number 4, or the question number 4 of our entire find your first client framework. And let's get into today's episode. So the question that we are answering today is, how will you pitch your client? One of the most scariest part of the process, because this is the first time. And I will just quickly share the first client framework. Is how will you pitch? So this is the first time in the whole process where you are going to ask for something, which will be a transaction or could be your business process, and you will uh, meet a friend of ours in sales process, which is objections. So this is that step. For those who are watching this episode and have not watched the previous episode, so the first client framework is something like this. The first is what ticks you. It's finding your interesting topic or the topic of your interest. The second is who is your client. Uh, so you have to be very specific about your client. And the third is where is your client, pretty much figuring out which is the prime uh, social media platform to find your clients for the story. And the fourth question is, how will you pitch your client? So this is what we are trying to do today. And this is the 3-step process for this uh, particular question. One is connect. Uh, the first thing you will do is you will connect to the people. And because our particular topic is sales and our clients are mostly on LinkedIn, this particular steps will imply how to connect on LinkedIn. And definitely in different platform the step might slightly differ, but the messaging that we are sharing here is applies even for Instagram DM as well, or Twitter DM as well. And the second step is your pitch. What will be your pitch? What is the one paragraph you will share with the prospect? And the third is one page proposal. You're talking about your pricing, what you're providing, and all those things. So let's get into it. The first step is connect. So because the example here is using LinkedIn, so this will be your in LinkedIn, there is an option of add a note along with your connection request, so that person knows what's the reason for you to connect. And this is the message we, like Sagar and I, sat last week and prepared what the message would be, and we came up with this message. So dear name, whatever the name is there, I want to connect with you because I have an idea to share with you. It is regarding increasing your personal brand using LinkedIn stories. Now, looking forward to speaking with you. Regards, and my name Vikram. So here you have to be careful if you are using it in Instagram DM, personal brand using Instagram stories or Twitter fleet, and so on and so forth. Based on, and if you are connecting in some other platform, so you have to measure, like you have to tell him, like for example, if you're connecting with someone in Quora, you can mention that you can use this for your LinkedIn or Instagram stories. And so use pretty much the standard thing that the, the the stories that you are offering them to post on. So that's your first connection, the request that is there. A general rule of thumb in LinkedIn. This is not my number. I've heard from experts and watched on the video. For every 10 requests, you might only find 3 to 4 requests who are accepting your request. So I think the minimum is somewhere around 20% is the conversion. If you're really good, that means 40%. So if you are anywhere there, then you're doing pretty well. So don't beat yourself if you're sending 10 connection and only 2 are accepting it. That's standard. That's how this number works. So that's the reason you have to, as you have seen in the previous episode, we have asked you to send this to 180 people. so that the probability of you getting a client increases automatically. So that's your first connect thing. The second is your pitch. So there's two ways to do it. You send it a message. So this is the pitch. Let's get into it. Are you leveraging the opportunity of LinkedIn stories to post daily in order to gain visibility? If not, I can make 31 stories every month and send you daily reminder to make sure you post them. If you are interested, let me know. So straight away, without wasting the person's time, you're mentioning if they are doing it. If not, this is what you offer. So I mean, I'm not sure how the format fits in the standard sales process. As you already know, if you don't know, I have a background in information technology. Sagar is an engineer, and we have not studied sales, but our day-to-day job involves it. So this is something a non-sales person trying to communicate with a prospect. This is one way to do the pitch. If you are not comfortable doing this, I have created uh, a pitch video explaining the whole thing. It's an 8-minute video. So you see the leverage here is if you send a message, it will be quick. If you send a video, it can be delayed. But if you're not sure, and if you want to because in that video I talk about the pricing and everything, all that, so you can use that. But our recommendation, Sagar and I had a deliberate discussion on it, and we thought this message might be more easier and more quicker for you to do. And definitely you can change this message based on what you're targeting, or how you are reaching out to people. That's your step 2. And step 3 is page proposal. Explain your daily post, which will be, in this case, is only popular quotation that you will send. So our framework is based on that thing. It's about sharing popular quotes by popular people, so that the don't have to worry about the quality of the post, even though even if it is a plain text, because it connects intellectually, or it ticks someone who is in the space. The second is a one-page proposal. Pretty much you are creating by using of Canva. I will show you in a minute. And definitely you have to mention your price. Either you can mention in a proposal, or you can explain it. So that's pretty much the end of the whole discussion. It will be basically 2 or 3 chat messages with them, and that will be through. So here is an example of a proposal. 31 posts for 31 days, 31 different stories, daily reminder for the post. So this is the offer, and you can place the post in all the major platform that you have mentioned, which has the functionality of stories. And this is the cost. Mm, This is a baseline cost we have thought, based on the research, based on the people that you reach out. So don't think about it as creating an image and you're costing it. There are other process before and after that also, and there are systems in place, and there are failures, objections. So you have to kind of take care of everything. So this is pretty much a framework. You can play with your number, make it up, down, whatever feels comfortable to you. Uh, so that's about it. Those are the 3 steps. And for today's episode, let's get back and chat with Sagar a bit. Sagar, do you want to mention
Yeah,
anything?
I had to mention one point here. When we are working in LinkedIn, and if you send a connection, and if you want to add a person to your connection in mobile, you won't get an option of a note, but it only you get that option only in website. So these kind of small bits you get to know when you cross 50 people, 60 people, or 70 people.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I guess the most important thing here, as you already said, reaching out more and more people, which in turn builds a different kind of strength inside you, which can't be explained in words. it
right,
it, it can be only I mean done on practice. And you won't hesitate reaching out more and more people.
right,
So that's the most important bit here. And pitching, getting an offer, I believe it's a next step or next thing, but reaching out to prospects is a most important thing, and
right.
understand the tool which falls into it.
Absolutely. And what Sagar rightly mentioned, you might have to keep an open mind while reaching out to them, think it more like a, not like a job, but as an experiment or a case study. So if someone reaches out to you, you can use the word like, I'm doing some case study based on this new business formula, so wanted to interact. Most people, so we can't guarantee the kind of people you will come across, but if you find someone who is not having a good conversation, you can stop, thanks them, and just move on to another person, and be respectful. They are busy people, because you are either connecting to professional or leaders. In our case, the volunteer has chosen a leader, so that person has to be more careful now, because they are at a position where they might be at the position of power, or they are handling multiple projects, multiple teams, so they are already doing multiple things. So if someone comes up as a sales, or someone trying to sell them something, they might not be in the mood to take it. But this is where we are trying to make you aware. It can happen, but the whole idea is what do you learn after 180 post. I understand when we are in the past, I've mentioned this business is not charity. So at the end of it, you have to, like, what we are doing this whole process to see that we make money, but uh, we are not doing it the process to only make money. So we are learning along with, and if we are doing it like, I will not say right or proper. It doesn't work like that. If because it depends upon who you connect. There are other many other factors which are out of your control, but you carry out the process it, and if it connects with you, and the person you are reaching out also connects with the idea, and you are, if they are early adopters or they are inventors, so then if the process is carried out, at the end of it, if it makes money, that means you know the exact formula. I mean, with the framework, you know the exact ingredients of words, people, to get that money out. So you're kind of discovering those right fit, if I may say, that produce money. So if even if in your 180 people that you're trying to connect, if some of the messaging is not, if you're getting a repeated question, you might also add that in your pitch message as well, so that the next time people don't ask it. And whenever people ask you for money, just mention the money amount, and just let know if they are interested or not.
Yeah, but I mean, just to concentrate on step 4, nothing else. We are done
Yeah.
with step 3. Concentrate
Yeah.
on step 4. Later on, we'll discuss on step 5. So that's so simple as that.
Yes.
180
Yeah.
people reach out. That's a step 4, and we'll be doing that. So if
Yeah.
we keep it that simple, I believe we will be having that enthusiasm thing which comes in to reach out to more people.
Absolutely spot on, Sagar. So what he's mentioning is that we will focus on the pitch, the pitching 180 people. That's it. When we will find the client is the next step, and we will come with some of the data. We will also add bonus episode. We have already planned 2 bonus episode. One, we will talk about for our volunteer the total time that person took in completing the steps, and still we kind of, that person is doing it alongside, so it's all live. So we don't have all the data right now. So once we also complete step number 5, or step number 4, and move on to step number 5, then only we'll get that number. So after step number 5, the first bonus is what is the time period, or how much time that person has worked. That is one episode that we thought would be useful for you to understand. Some people like want to jump straight there to know how much time it will take to make money. It's a very common human interest, but there are other things, as Sagar mentioned, also you gain because of the process. That is not a part of this whole exercise, though we will not talk about it. But another bonus, the other bonus, the bonus 2 that we are talking about, will be what all objections does our volunteer has faced. So we'll make the list of maybe 10 or 20, depending upon the different kind of objections. Sometimes the objections are standard objections, which they keep on getting repeated. So we'll mention all the unique ones, even the simplest ones like price objection. We'll mention that, and what answers that the volunteer gave, or what we suggested him to her to give, is what we will explain. So those will be the 2 bonus episode, which will be after the fifth step. And today is episode 8. So episode 9, we'll do the case study. So we will share you what are the total numbers the person reached out. So 180 person out of which there will be only how much are connected. So that will be where they have done the pitching. So after connecting, so how much the request was sent out of 180, how much were pitched, and out of that, how many converted into client also or not. We will come to know in the next episode. So stay tuned. The next episode will be case study run by Sagar, and he might also share a couple of other insight along with the 3 data points. And the proposal that we showed you, the volunteer has created that proposal, so that it's the same proposal that the person is going to share. So that's that person is ready, because it's 180 takes time. So we prepped him already, and since last 1 week the person is sending out. But yeah, sometimes it takes time to connect, and I think last time also we mentioned it almost takes a week's time for, or maybe at minimum maximum a week time, because some people only go to LinkedIn once a week. So all these nuances you come to know only when you try this, and there is no place there where it is explained explicitly, and there are no questions like that comes up. It comes up only when you practice something like this. Thank you very much, Sagar, for your time.
Thank you, people. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot, Vikram. Yep.
Bye. See you
See you
next week.
next week. Yeah. Bye.